And we're live.
With the stew.
Hello.
Yeah.
What about a stew?
Hello, let's press the button.
I pressed the button.
Hello.
Now recording.
That button.
Oh yeah,
That
the insurance policy.
Yeah.
So, today is a brand new day.
Yep. We are either going to have this just be a blank video because I'm not recording the screen while I'm doing this because I'm cut between 3 different pages for this. I've got the Roll20 on one side, I've got Discord, I've got SoundCloud, I've got the Thaco calculator, and then I've got the Dungeon Master's Guide.
And I've got well, I'm doing the screen recording, so no worries there.
Yeah.
Yep.
In case you putz out, we'll just have a little
Yep. We'll figure it out.
instead.
I mean, my
White
PC's doing
screen.
good. I still got to put the new SATA drive in there, and I just haven't got around to it because I'm lazy.
Yeah. And we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a guy who is sick to damn death of D&D 5e. And I've been looking for other RPGs to play, but I looked over at D&D 2e. Two members of the Galliard group, Sean and Meepian, they're absent today. They told me about D&D 2e, and now we're playing it.
Yes. So today's the day for 2E.
Here we are. Let me try the new toolbar. So we can get all the stuff.
I've never played 2E, so I have no idea what to expect.
We actually are going to
Same.
need that new toolbar because you guys are using breath weapons, and I need to make sure I have the right cone. Because I know for a fact that Kyle and Meepian's breath weapons are both cones, but it's a different width for each one of your breaths.
Yeah. See, the thing is that like for whatever reason, I can't get the new thing going, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think maybe I have to update my browser, but I can't be sure.
Let's change the dimensions of this, by the way. We're looking at just a white screen.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, that's
So,
right. We are on the basic grid right now.
Let's Tiamat it up.
Yeah.
I don't remember who...
Holy shit!
Yep,
Okay.
we got the
There we
artist
go.
in the corner. Once again, we own none of these pictures.
Yep. And I'll full
Little
screen it so
script.
everybody can see the art and the artiste. That is important.
I own none of these pictures. I own none of these songs, and that's your one disclaimer.
You're gonna have to deal with me doing my wyrmling voice for however long it takes for a dragon's voice to mature.
Yeah, you gotta level up. We are playing Council of Wyrms. We're not going off the adventure verbatim. Hopefully my microphone is not hitting my table this time. I heard a whole bunch of feedback during our last episode. Eventually we'll make an episode that's listenable beginning to end.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And looking at everything in here, it's got... Oh, there's actually a small monster manual inside this book.
Fancy.
Something fun Sean did is he sent me the Dragon magazine for Council of Wyrms, where it's got 3 different issues, and each one contains different information as to how you're supposed to run this game, and one of these has a small monster manual in it.
Oh, cool. So we get things that could kill us at level 1, but granted, that's harder to do for dragons.
Yeah. And the way I've been told D&D 2e works is this is a true zero to hero story. Combat in D&D 5e at level 1 is deadly, but you can kill a lot of enemies very quickly because if you guys have played Realm of the Frostmaiden, one of the first quests you do is that you go into, I think it's a ship that's got 3 or 4 Duragar on it. And that would be a pretty difficult encounter in this game, but in 5e you can get through it just fine. In this game, if you are doing too poorly in combat, there's no shame in retreating. You might need to run away from some fights.
Yeah, see, it's like I play things way too cautious when I do 5e, so I'm used to a game that like allows you to seek the better side of valor.
And we are playing as dragons for this one. We're not playing as your human, elf, dwarf, gnome. We are dragons for this one.
Yes.
We've got 3 of us here today. That's enough to start the game. And we'll have Sean and Meepian's characters appear later. And Sean will be absent for a little while, so he'll be a plot point later down the road. Because something happened with Sean, didn't he?
Yes. Now we have to say happy birthday to Sean's daughter.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Mr. Sean. GG, fellas.
Yep. See, I'm trying to post the baby picture in the Roll20 chat. It's not working.
I don't know if we want to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Nah. We don't want to dox a baby. We don't want to do that.
So we don't ID the baby.
No, don't dox the baby.
Oh, everyone looks the same upon birth. Don't worry.
No, that's not what I mean.
It'll be the John Doe of babies.
God fucking damn it.
It's like that. What's that old Adult Swim show, Delocated?
Yeah.
I never watched it. See, I was a goody two-shoes and went to bed on time as a kid, so I never got to watch the good shit.
It's one of their very cheap live-action shows.
Nice.
It's got the same level of production as what's the other show they did, Black Jesus.
I didn't fucking watch that either.
Jesus, that Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job.
Your Pretty Face is going to hell. And I think Adult Swim, it's got less shows, but the shows they do have right now, they're putting more money behind.
Are they?
Yeah, because Unicorn Warriors Eternal is pretty good.
Okay.
Though I am a little concerned about how well it's doing financially, because the only people I'm really seeing talk about it are people who are animation nerds.
Well, you know,
they
got some kind of pedigree then.
Because it looks great. The show itself looks great. Somebody just joined. Oh, there's me right there. All right, never mind what I just said.
You made it.
All right, there he is. There he is. We said he wasn't going to be here. Now he is.
Yeah, things worked out not too badly.
Good to hear.
So, Meepian, you already know about D&D 2E. I was just introducing what D&D 2E is, and Sean, his wife has had a baby, so he's not going to be here for a few episodes.
All right.
Because we're doing the 8-day B day, he won't be too far behind in terms of story.
That's goody.
So looking at everything we have, we are playing as dragons. Meepian, I think your sheet is close to done.
Yeah.
So let me...
I don't have any of my saves.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, Beerby.
Your saves, it looks like it did some math for you already, but this is going to be a mostly chatty session already. As for your breath weapon, I will get that for you, but this is going to be setting the tone for the adventure. So this is going to be relatively short, and we're not going to have a combat encounter unless you really, really want to find one.
Okay.
So looking at everything I have the sheets in my hand, and I have been reading D&D 2E stuff all day, and I should be able to pull this off. And I was looking at Thaco again. You might want to have that calculator open in another tab, just for the sake of your convenience, Kyle. Because that chart right there, the way it works in D&D 2E is your armor class, your to-hit armor class 0, that's the number you need to roll above in order to make a successful attack roll. But you get multiple modifiers on top of that. Say you're making a strength-based weapon, that's a +1 with your proficiency. And then you're, say, using a magic weapon, that's another +1, adds on top of that. And if you're hitting an enemy with an armor class of 6, it's another 6 add to your roll. So if you roll a d20 dice, and you get a +8 to your roll, so you need to roll a total between 20 and 28 in order to land your attack. And same works when enemies are attacking you. Alright.
Alright.
And are we
Hello?
ready? Are we ready for the premise?
I think we are. What do we guys? What do we
I
think?
think we are here.
We are going a little loose in the module. It wants us to start right at the Isle of Io, but we're not going to start there yet. See, let me get a little bit of tone setting music for this.
Yes, tone is
There is
important.
a Flash game I've been mourning the death of for years called Memo Huntress.
Bro,
and
just
that
get
game had
Flashpoint. Oh wait, no, Mac. Got you.
No, the guy like legit deleted all of his games because he joined like the Bethel Christian cult.
The what?
There's a weird like Christian fundamentalist cult called Bethel that believe in necromancy, but they also want you to distance yourself from like your previous creations in your previous life. So that's what he did, and he ended up deleting all of his games.
I'm sure it's still floating around in there somewhere.
Yeah. So here we are in Thay. You begin to adventure in Thay, and this is 1100 Del Reckoning. So this is before Hamiltonian Arbitrus becomes the mayor of Luskan. This is before Alma Siva becomes the weapon master. This is before anything to do with the Windrover family. And Ryan, I don't think you played the D&D game with me in Forgotten Realms. I don't think you did.
Oh, we get
Yeah,
hex
yeah,
tiles
joined
now. Cool.
I joined in
Yep.
Theros.
Theros.
There we go. I can't
Yep.
speak today, guys, so pardon me.
You should drink heavily to counteract that.
I've got the vodka,
Oh.
and I've got the Dr. Pepper.
Then maybe you should...
Here, let me go
That's
stop
a-
by my
that's not the-
parents.
They're
shit
counteracting
ton
each
of
Not the best
other.
mix. It's not the best mix.
No,
Got a
it
shit ton of
isn't.
whiskey at my parents' house. Let me go grab that.
You should have just put that in the Dr. Pepper. Or that really shitty brandy that John and I had that one time.
That cognac sucked.
The good old J... What was it? J&O? J&E? Whatever it was.
You want to know what a great combination is?
What?
Dr. Pepper and Monster.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Your teeth would fall out drinking that.
When I was working
Sounds
nights,
terrifying.
Oh, my God.
when I was working nights, I drank nothing but Dr. Pepper and Monster.
See, and I thought Ronald McDonald was the leading cause of diabetes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. To tell you about Thay, how much do we know about Thay?
The red wizards come from there.
I know nothing
Literally
about
the
the
only what the D&D movie mentioned.
Yep.
The 2000 movie or the 2023 movie?
The latest one.
2023.
They made two of them. So looking at this, so Thay is a country that is ruled by the Red Wizards. A bunch of archmages who wear red robes and look kind of dead. They established themselves in 922 Del Reckoning under the leadership of Yazar Buvar. I'm pretty sure I messed it up, but we're going up with it anyway. Over the years, they've had a few conflicts with the neighboring country of Rashaman, which is a country that is ruled by barbarians. And this has gone on for years and years, until 11th century. They were having a small civil war. A few descendant Red Wizards disagreed with the system of rule and attempted to seize the nation for themselves, but that was squashed. The rebellion failed. So this country has had a civil war, and that was around, say, 26 years ago. We are currently in the year 1100 Del Reckoning. That war, we have finally recovered over it, but you might meet a few veterans as we play this game. And as for where we are at the moment, we are right here. A little bit south of Lake Thay Lambar. I will make a little party token for us. Let's see. Where's the necropolis?
It's always the necropolis.
It's always the necropolis. From my library. Oh man, I think I actually deleted it. Yes, I did.
Bruh.
All right, we no longer have the necropolis.
Burp.
So let me see. Ah, there it is.
Oh, there we go. I thought we'd have to get like Starfy or some shit.
So here we are.
Oh,
As
yes.
for who our characters are, we are all dragons, and you have all been hatched around the same time. Everyone, it's time for your birthdays. Roll a d12.
Okay, cool.
We can let everyone rolls.
Hello.
So, seeing what we've got.
Oh, okay.
That's right. I need a d12.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're just putting it in the oven now. Almost an hour and a half later.
What the what?
They're just putting it in the oven now. Yeah.
Pizza.
Hour and a half later.
I had 2 hot
I
dogs
rolled a
before this.
6.
I'm good.
It's
So,
2
see-
sandwiches. It's not even a pizza.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought you were getting pizza.
No,
Alright,
it's
now
2 sandwiches.
Okay.
Each of you roll a d30.
Oh, fucking advanced dice. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
The 9th day of May.
Yep, that's your. Everyone's got your randomly generated birthday. Osmatrios, you were born June 10th. Blastul, you were born June 24th. Aurelius was born May 9th. And no, that's not it.
Tohuvabohu.
Tohuvabohu, you were born, I will eventually get it right, December 28th.
Yeah.
So, you were all born, let's see, the year was 1098 Del Reckoning, was when you were born. Each one of you is 2 years old. So, you all know a few basic things about the world around you.
Same nest or different nests?
So, in the same nest.
Oh, interesting.
The premise as to how all of you know each other. So, you were all hatched by a red wizard named Fedroff Bastion. He was a red wizard who decided that his rise to power within Red Wizard Society would be to have 4 dragon eggs that he would hatch, and he would use you as his dragon army to help overtake the Red Wizards, or at least kill his political rivals, and then seize a rule for himself in the city of Altabar. You've known him for 2 years. He's been your foster father. He's had a few servants around the house, though most of the servants you've met are zombies. They don't make for very good conversation, so you've only really had each other to talk to. And given that you're all evil, you've had wonderful conversations with each other. We will now introduce the players one at a time. So, pulling you up, going off in order that you were born. So, from oldest to youngest, we begin with Aurelius.
Plotting about in the, come on, give me fucking things to look at. Plotting about in the palace of, is he in a palace or where are we at?
It's a villa.
Plotting about in the villa is a very long, snake-like golden dragon, very eastern looking. Very small points at the edge, hinting at a beard that will come with age. And he holds his head high with a small metal hat upon his head. What it does, he isn't really sure, except he must uphold whatever order that is given to him by his foster father, Fedorov Bastian. He finds himself very prideful, always looking to try and lead people about, although at the current point in time, he has nary but zombies to lead, and they don't make for very good followers. So, though his father has promised him friends to play with, he right now wanders the villa alone and sees himself as the great protector of the order of this villa, of the Villa of Bastian. And his name forevermore is Aurelius.
As for how you guys got your names, you all named yourselves.
Father would read
the way dragons work is they all have innate knowledge. By the time a dragon is 5 months old, they already have the intelligence of a 10-year-old boy. And by the time you are 2, each one of you has the intelligence of a 20-year-old. You're all very smart. A guy who made a very good video on how dragons work is AJ Pickett.
How do
I
I...
absolutely did not name himself, by the way.
Yeah, he wasn't smart enough. How do you what?
How am I to determine what sort of voice I should do at 2 years old?
See. Well, you're 6 feet tall, 6 feet long. What do you think you sound like?
Given I am a young dragon, I imagine my voice is still somewhat aging. So I don't have to do complete Rugrats voice.
Yeah.
So it'll
Alright,
crack
next.
every now and again.
Next up is Osmotrios.
What's up?
Introduce your character.
Oh! Osmotrios. He is at this point, a 2 foot, or foot long, little dragon. He's got spines growing out of almost every surface that he can find. He eats fish. I haven't thought of much of a description yet, as you can tell.
Well, it fits with your character because he doesn't think very good either.
Yeah, yeah. He is not the smartest. At a young age, he left his nest to go fish, to go swimming in the fish, and forgot that he needed to breathe. Which is surprising because he's amphibious. So he sat there thinking he was drowning.
Yeah.
Eventually, he figured it out.
Eventually, he figured out that he could breathe underneath the water.
Yep. And then he's just been idling by.
And when he reaches his teenage years, all the skin will fall off of his face, as what happens with black dragons.
Just a completely normal process, absolutely.
Yep. Next up is Blaustahl.
So Blaustahl is a blue dragon with kind of a mottled pattern going over the skin between very dark, I don't know what kind of color blue that is, to more of a turquoise, like cobalt to a turquoise, I should say. Got 2 very large horns on his head and a fairly mischievous personality, and he likes to sing. Because I took that as a proficiency.
Nice.
He's very charismatic.
Yes.
And next up, we have the meanest out of all of us, Tohu Vabohu.
Alright, this is a red dragon with a very spiny head. He is 5 feet long with a 3-foot tail.
Very large.
Yeah, he's super regal. He's got a charisma of 20 as well. So he can have 25 henchmen.
He enjoys posing in front of the mirror. That's his hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. Tohu Vabuhu is very into admiring himself.
And all red dragons grow up to be sexy badasses, and he already knows what his destiny is.
Yeah,
Now,
something like that.
to begin the game, also, what does Master Fedorov look like? We're not going to show you until he shows up. So, beginning. Where we are at this present time, we are in his little mage realm. This is something that he calls the play yard, and this is... I don't think Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion is a spell in 2nd edition, but that's what this is. He made a little pocket dimension for you to just test out and just be dragons in. Because you can't exactly go out in the yard, because he's pretty sure you're going to escape if you go out in the yard, he's made this little mage realm. So you can fly, you can swim, you can just enjoy yourself here. This is where he leaves you while he goes off and does some mage stuff. Let's see. What is this? Ah, it's got a human form too.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And there's that. Alright, so here we are.
Giveth me mine token, please.
You can't control it?
No.
It's not like me control mine either.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I think it's because I'm the one who pulled him out.
Oh, now I can.
There we are.
Osmotrios has control of his. And Tohu Vabuhu may move.
Yes, I can.
Alright, you may all decide where you are on the page.
Alright, I will be dutifully watching over the very dumb Osmotrios, trying to remind him. Breathe, brother! You know you can!
So after the incident.
I can't believe I forget that every time.
Goodness. You're as dumb as the rocks you bash your head on.
That's quite fun, don't you know?
I'm sure it
See, look.
is.
I dropped my headset. I got its character. Woo!
He puts Aurelius rests a hand on his head. What sort of quest leader am I supposed to be?
I'm pulling up the exact spell as to what this is. Holy schmoly, 373 spells in the D&D 2e spell list.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, those older editions had so many fucking spells.
Yeah. Some of these aren't even in 5th edition.
A lot of them aren't.
I'm gonna figure out. I think the spell we're looking for is called Extra Dimensional Manipulation. I think this is the spell. Yeah, this is the spell. This is the spell I'm thinking of. It's only a level 5 spell. Oh. Well, actually, I say that like it's no. I remember. I think you need to be like a 12th level caster to cast some of these, and that's almost at your level cap.
Yeah,
yeah, Fedorov is a very powerful wizard.
Yeah, you don't say.
Gonna copy what that does. You're expected to know some magic.
Using a skill.
I see that. Yeah. Here we go. That's a spell. Takes 5 turns to cast, dude.
Yes, it does. Holy shit! Good God, look at that.
This might be the wrong spell, but we're gonna say it's this one. See, Tohu Vabuhu has taken the gazebo as his territory.
Yep.
You're sitting on this. It's not made out of wood, it's made out of stone. It feels very nice beneath your scales. as the artificial sun warms the stone.
Okay.
And let's see. And Blostal, what are you up to?
Probably asleep in whatever accounts for sunlight in this dimension, as far away from the water as humanly possible.
There's just water everywhere.
Probably on this bench down here.
On the dirt path, perhaps.
He goes into the maze. The maze always changes every time you go into this dimension. Every time you do, it's a new maze. Granted, you could just fly over the maze, but what's to find that? So, as you're all taking a snooze, see, you're all sitting here, and let's see, what time is it? It is very difficult to tell time while you're in this dimension. Aurelius, you think about what time it's supposed to be. See, how smart are you? What's your intelligence stat?
My intelligence is 14.
Intelligence, you're able to tell you're able to guesstimate what time it is. It should be around 5 o'clock.
It is getting near dusk. Perhaps maybe that we should be fed soon. I am quite hungry. Actually, how hungry am I? Let me roll my constitution.
This is the time that Fedorov usually feeds you.
Father appears to be running late. I wonder what that is.
And you could of course just eat the stones. You could just always eat the stones in here, but you know, not the best taste.
They're for helping to settle my stomach.
Yes. As for what Tehuvabuhu eats, I forgot to mention this before. You are a carnivore. You can eat plants, but you prefer to eat meat.
That sounds proper.
So, I see you have stepped out of the gazebo. You're wondering where Dad's supposed to be.
Yeah, I heard Aurelius mention it, and then it occurs to me that he's probably right.
How do we get out of here? As you're looking, there is a small little wormhole that you fly upwards into, and then you climb your way out of this realm.
Perhaps we
Do
should
we
go.
have fly speeds?
I think we do. I do not know where I put them.
Your flying speed is 30 for each one of you.
Oh, okay. I thought mine was like fucking something stupid like that, like 120 when we did thing. Maybe I'm wrong.
So I'm pulling up what each one is, because 30, like... Okay, let me see.
Oh, no, it says I have like movement 60, fly speed 200, but I don't think that's right.
Just thinking what this is. Because I think you're doing like the whole foot dimension. Let's look at this. Yeah, so it's like on like the 5 foot thing. I believe for what it says like 12 and 30, it is tracking yards instead of individual feet.
Oh, okay. I see.
So like 90-foot flying speed.
All right, so flying speed is 90, and movement is 30 or more.
See, you can move 12 yards, so it's about 12 times 30, so 7 spaces.
All right, so 35 feet. Got you.
And same goes with Ozma's swim speed, because he's able to swim seven spaces in water.
He's swimming all around in this pond.
Moving around, using your little wings as paddles. I see that Blostal has awoken from his sleep.
Yep, walks up. There's the guy who feeds us. He's usually here by now.
Father? I don't know. We're about to go find out. Osmatarios, come out the water.
No food, no food.
Yes, we must fly to see Father. Follow me then.
Would we actually call him father, or?
Well, it depends on how much you like him.
I was the
okay.
firstborn, so I call him father.
You can call him by his name, Fedroff, or you can call him Geezer.
Yeah, if you call him Gazer, Aurelius might take issue with that.
Go to Geezer. Go to Geezer.
It's
Okay,
father,
Tohu-
idiot.
Yeah, Tohu would call him Fedroff because he also considers him a potential source of food.
One day I will kill you.
Something like that.
All right.
Celestial would probably see him as the food, like, not like a food source in that thing, just like, oh man, who feeds me? But you ain't my dad.
Yeah. The bag man. Yeah. We are considering leaving the playground behind and heading through the portal.
Yes, at least I am. Are we?
Yeah. What's is this a tower or is it just a pavilion?
This over here, it is a tower they can use to get a little spring flying start into the wormhole. I see you're on the move. First one to lead, always the red dragon. As Oz is right behind you. So,
Now be
It's
careful,
okay, that's
Tovabohu.
I pull up the song that I want to have play next. So, with a little hop, skip, and a jump, the four of you fly through the portal.
Yep.
Celestial will be the last one through the portal.
Alright. Skip this. Gotta chew out the old man for not feeding us in time.
No, Tohu will be first because reasons.
Actually, let me copy your tokens before, because I need to resize you guys. Alright. Taking you into here. Behold, the villa.
There we are.
I have stolen this map from what's the adventure called? Tomb of Annihilation. So, here we are. The song is a little bit more action-packed than it needs to be, but here we are. And let's see, resize this. As you guys fly up, and through the little magic sigil that constitutes the dimension. Here we are. You look around, and where's Fedroff? We don't see him.
Father?
I'd just like to point out, Osmo Trios forgot to flap his wings the first time.
I just jump and sometimes I fly. Start going up the stairs, going around the stairs. The way this is set up is that if I am looking at this right, this is the second floor, and this is the first floor.
That seems right to me because of these open to 1 below, open to 5 below
Yeah.
areas.
Right. We have zombies. But not the hostile kind. As you know, instead of paying a servant to do this work, Fedroff has made zombies to carry out the basic housework.
You there. Where's father?
As the zombie looks at you and stops, as it processes the command, and then it points down.
Thank you. And he will fly back down. He is on this level, somewhere.
Totally, you just climbed the stairs. Turn around.
Yeah.
Wait, what level? This one or the one under us?
This one.
Uh, yeah, the one underneath you. Seems that he is pointed in direction of his study.
Which I assume is this?
The one with the hermetic symbol in it, yes.
Yes.
So walking through. You got another zombie over here. You see this one's got a broom and dustpan as it's sweeping the floor.
Aurelius will knock on the door.
Let's see. You knock on the door, and there is no reply.
Alright, he will carefully nose his way through the door.
You nose your way in, you just enter, and it is an empty chamber.
Huh. Father is not here. He appears to be gone.
You, zombie. Where is Fedorov?
As the zombie looks and thinks for a second and points at the study again.
Where's Easer? Where's Easer?
He thinks and then points at the study.
Easer's not in there though.
Lost Steel's gonna go in. What do you know anything about magic at this age?
So, being very smart, you are very astute, learning quickly about magic. You've seen Fedorov practice his spells, form some circles, do some rituals. You are aware of magic.
He probably left using magic.
Oh.
Of course, the zombies wouldn't know where, they just point us here.
If he was to leave, wouldn't he have told us?
Why would he?
It's the proper thing to do. We are his family. Why would he leave without saying?
Maybe he needed to get milk or cigarettes or something.
Don't be stupid. First of all, he smokes a pipe. Second of all, what would he need Well, that makes sense. But why would he use the sigil? Could he have not gone out to the market?
Maybe he wanted specific milk.
Ah. All right. Help me look for clues.
I'm gonna look behind this curtain and see what's going on over here.
Right. So you start looking around. You nose around the curtain. And you see it is a small pool. It's this little emergency wash station just in case he catches fire in the middle of one of his spells. He'll quickly run over here and douse himself out. And as you're looking, Bahu, you see that there is a small note.
Ah. I will pluck it up with my claws and read it.
As you're reading it, it gives the whereabouts as to where Fedorov has gone. Reading to you the full contents of the letter. I have not written this down, this is just me going off the cuff. To whoever this concerns. You know he's referring to you, his dragon children. Observing my telescope last night, I saw a strange meteorite fall from the moon. I assumed it was a symbol of the gods, so I immediately started divining its course. Immediately I thought it would be the active saloon, but seeing where the meteor was going to land, I decided no, that wouldn't be an active saloon. I started going through my other list of gods until I realized what exactly that meteorite was. As I zoomed in closer with my telescope, I began to see a tail and a pair of wings forming from the meteorite. It was bizarre, and then I realized that it was no meteorite at all. It seemed to be a strange combination of both dragon and landmass falling from the sky. It fell, and it has landed very close by to Thay. It is inside, remember what it's called, the Alamber Sea. I am packing up, and I am heading for the Alamber Sea to investigate this new strange meteorite. I don't know what it entails, but given that I have a specialty in dragons, I should be the first to see this. I'm the only one who will be able to understand what he is seeing. The 4 of you can fend for yourselves. You shall be fine without me. I'll be back once I am done with my research. Bedroff. And the letter ends.
You 3, attend me here. This is a note from Fedorov detailing his excursion.
What does it say?
He's gone to the Alhambra Sea to find a meteorite.
A meteor?
That might actually be a dragon instead. He's a little unclear on this point.
That makes no sense.
A meteor that's a dragon.
What is a meteorite?
It is
Stone that falls from the sky.
But only after it hits the ground. Before that, it's a meteor.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The meteorite is a stone that falls from the sky. The meteor is when it hits the ground.
Other way.
Other way?
Other way.
Meteorite is when it hits the ground.
Yes.
Meteor is when it hits the ground.
Are we
In
literally...
the air.
Wait. Are we literally just doing a red versus blue fucking D&D campaign? Like,
Yes.
fucking Osmatarius is already caboose.
Is it? It hits the ground in the air.
Oh no, it hits
Why
the ground on
not?
the ground.
Why does it hit the ground? I don't know.
Gravity.
You just don't bother. Look, it is a rock that falls from the sky, and it said it had dragon wings on it. So, Master...
So it's not a rock.
But it is.
Okay.
But it's not.
Stop confusing him!
Buster would get the very amused smile.
I need to
I'm not
wonder
confusing
this.
anyone.
Anyway. It seems Master is gone for the time being. Although, I do worry for him. He is powerful. But what will he do without us?
I'm more concerned about dinner.
Like he said, we could fend for ourselves, right?
He did.
There's a lot of meat roaming around this place.
Don't eat. It's rotten.
What does that mean?
What?
If you're referring to the zombies, they're rotten.
No. In the pantry, where food is kept.
Oh, I was talking about the thing that walks.
No. That is a zombie. He is not food.
Zombie are friends, not food?
Yes.
No,
No?
they work under us. Those aren't friends.
I don't got a zombie under me. I'm playing the 6 intelligence guys.
Yes, you are, and I'm here for it.
I'm also. Hey man, I'm a dragon with 9 strength, so this is gonna be fun.
Oh boy. You rolled terribly, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
They,
See, at least Caboose was strong.
oh, I'm strong.
Oh, okay.
I got an 18 in strength.
So
I've
he
got a
is
6 in both.
Caboose.
I've got a strength 6 in wisdom and intelligence.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun game, isn't it?
Sorry.
Musclehead.
5. I've got a 5 in those because I get a -1 to both intelligence and strength, wisdom.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Okay, first, pantry to eat. And then we decide what to do.
Yes, I'm on board with that plan.
Alright, and
makes
I
sense to
will
me.
lead the group to, I believe, where the pantry is. Where is the pantry?
I'm pulling up a character that I'm pretty sure would fit Ryan if any of you have seen Hunter x Hunter, Methuthu Yuppie.
Oh my god.
I've only seen a little bit of Hunter. I haven't gotten that much into it.
He's the guy who's completely red.
Oh. Hey, how do I when I click and drag a token? How do I undo that? That's the one thing I forget.
Click and drag.
Yeah, like when I do this shit, how do I undo it?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Like when I
What are we
click
talking
and
about?
drag and say if I make a mistake and bring him over here, like how do I go back one, or do I just have to go back?
Hold
I probably Control Z.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
I lied. Don't believe me.
Okay. Anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, so food time.
Alright, find out where the pantry would be. Let's see, thinking, this closet.
Oh, okay.
Why would the pantry be attached to somebody's bedroom?
Yeah, I figured it was gonna be like one of these two.
Let's see. The ye olden architecture.
Yeah, like
See.
I was thinking it was gonna be one of these. That's just me.
Yeah,
Or
this
the
looks like
hotel
the
out-
kitchen.
I thought that was more like a forge.
No, I think that's an oven because there's like tables and shit around it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
Okay,
anywhere
the
else
way-
in here
It's a
looks.
brick oven.
Yeah.
Well, I see the chimney right here. Okay, yes, it would be that room. Never mind. All right, like go to that room.
Okay. Food time. I'm proficient in survival, but not cooking.
You
Probably
come in
should've
here
been
and
more
there's a zombie.
This isn't a World of Darkness. My character isn't a chef.
As you're walking around, and Oz is lost.
Oh.
See, as you come in here, yep, we have a zombie. And knows how to cook.
Hello. We require food. Me and my brothers. Where did Oz go?
Oh shit, where'd Oz go?
I'll be back.
He's probably eating a zombie. Let him, he'll learn his lesson.
No, I don't want him getting sick. Oz!
Oz, we have found the meditation room.
This isn't the kitchen.
Oz, where are you?
With the very snuggly pillows and the rug that ties the room together.
You'll find him curled up here. Completely proud about food.
Oz, dinner.
Huh?
Food,
Huh?
eat. Stomach,
Oh, yeah. Where was that again?
follow.
Oh, okay.
You just sleep it off.
That's what his plan was.
He's doing the water and a nap trick.
Piss me off. Well, now you can hang out with everybody else on my schedule.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's that.
Hang out with everybody else on my schedule.
Sounds like an answer machine. Alright. So here we are.
We are
Dude,
waiting for zombie to
as-
make us food.
As Blau and Bahuva Boohoo. You are both carnivores. Give him the command. Zombie starts going over. Pulls out a chunk of meat. Puts it on the table. Is poultry. As it starts working, starts cutting. As you see, it's pretty smart for a zombie. It knows how to. It knows it needs to tuck its thumb in whenever it's chopping with a butcher's knife.
Fucking Aurelius will sit there patiently.
And as you see, it goes over here in front of a grate and puts the pieces on one at a time as the meat begins to cook on a grate.
Ooh, chicken.
You see, this one comes over with what looks like diced tomatoes and mushrooms and puts it onto the grate and starts letting that grill.
Why are
And
you
as you see
putting
the
that
zombie.
nonsense on there?
See,
For me,
You eat rocks.
I do not. Only when my stomach is upset.
and eventually, time passes. Zombies go over. Pair of tongs, pair of skewers. They go over, and they end up making 8 shish kebabs, 2 for everyone.
Acceptable.
Not fish,
Uh,
not fish. Eats it anyway.
Thank you.
Yes.
Aurelius will eat his kebabs.
As for dragons, you can go a fairly long amount of time without food. It's good to have some anyway. You can go for about 5 days without eating before you start feeling the effects.
5 days.
Start eating these, you slide the shish kebab off the skewer, feel your teeth grate against the metal. And you feel satisfied.
All right. Now that we have eaten, what shall we do about Father?
Wait for him to get back.
When he is out there by himself, there's probably dozens of other wizards that have seen him. What if there's some more powerful than him?
And he will get up on the table and begin to speechify. Even though he's technically not supposed to, but Father isn't home, so because he is firstborn, this is his domain now.
Get off the table!
Quiet! I'm addressing my brethren. Anyway,
Fucking meat. Shh.
so Father has gone out into the sea, looking for something that could be another dragon, another brethren of ours. And as firstborn, I believe it is our duty to follow Father and make sure no harm comes to him. We are his family, and you are all my brothers.
Protect Geezer.
Yes, he is Father. Well,
All right.
I'll follow.
good.
Although, if we get caught, it wasn't my idea.
As first brother, I take full responsibility. Now then, let's go to the sea. You must find him quickly. I imagine other wizards have seen the meteor as well.
Tahuva Boohoo idea. Should we leave the house unprotected?
Oh, well, it's a dimensional portal, right?
Yes, it is.
So it's could kind of protect itself, I would think.
So the house itself should be fine. There should be no issues.
Besides, zombies can protect the house.
And think about it. Thinking about it, Aurelius, your treasure, your personal treasure. You probably don't want to leave without it.
How would I keep the treasure on me?
See, well, you're a dragon. Where do you think you'll keep it?
In my scales, I imagine.
See, in your teeth, have it like a little gumball, roll around your tongue.
Nah, I will fly quickly back into the portal and then come out with my scale, or with the single pearl embedded in my chest.
And think about that too. Blue Stall, your sapphire. Oz, your coins. Tahuva Boohoo, your sword.
I have a sword.
You have a sword. It's a very expensive sword.
My coins, my
Where
coins.
would the sapphire be?
See, wherever you would say you have hidden it.
My coins are at the bottom of the pond.
You gotta go over to the pond, fish them out.
Probably somewhere over here.
And Blue Stall like a squirrel bearing nuts. Just to forget where they buried the nuts. You find your sapphire.
Yay.
And Tohu Vabuhu, we have a sword that is... It is a mithril sword, but it's more for show than for the using.
Okay, so where is this?
See, where you have hidden it. Like, anywhere in the house where you would say you've hidden it.
Okay.
Then you go over to the bark of the tree, you open it up, like it's a door, you pull out the sword. It is a very expensive looking sword. The sword blade itself is made out of mithril, and the handle itself is made out of a combination of copper and gold, all twisted together with a diamond encrustment. The entire sword is 500 gold in worth.
Ah. I will return it to its hiding place.
As you stuff the sword back in its place. Alright, are we ready to depart?
I'm ready.
Alright. So, taking you to the next map. Here we are on the same map. Do we know where we're going?
He said that he is heading towards the,
Right here.
what?
Right here.
Wait, where?
I'm pinging. Very bottom map.
Oh. We have a long way to traveling.
He doesn't know where the sea is.
Oh. He said, I thought he said he was going to the lake.
No, the sea.
Oh. Oh, he's all the way south. Okay.
Do we have to go in the water? So wet.
I don't know. But I
Swim,
suppose
swim.
we will find out when we ask around. Maybe we can ask some people along the way. Perhaps they've seen him.
From a walk first?
I was figuring we could fly since it'd be faster.
Alright, everyone ready for a flight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So I imagine we head straight south. Or actually, how much do I actually know about the layout of the land?
So, none of you have left the house that often. The kind of role I'm looking for, I want to say this is going to be observation. If you do not have observation, then looking at Blastall, in terms of what he's got as this. If you don't have proficiency in this will be a raw roll 20 intelligence roll.
Oh, there's navigation as a skill.
Observation or navigation.
Where are you seeing observation at?
It's
You
next
do
to
not have that.
navigation.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't.
you currently do not have that as a skill.
Oh. Oh, damn. Okay, this game's fucking hardcore. Shit.
Yeah, if you don't have the skill in it, you just have to roll your stat.
Okay, so that would be wisdom, I imagine.
Yeah. And Tarhu Vabuhu, I'm noticing that we are missing something on your sheet, but we will get that sorted out in a minute.
Okay.
Alright, so looking at everything we've got. Yeah, deciding what your multi-attack is going to be is what we're missing. And looking at this, you actually have more combat proficiency than normal.
Oh wait, I do? Or
No, the red dragon.
oh, okay.
Maybe we can answer this very quickly. Do you want to have the snatch ability? That
Yes.
means that you will... snatch? Okay, we can safely drop... We can safely drop Dragonflight then. No, you can still fly, but that is a skill. So, aerial combat, claw, and bite, and snatch will be your skills.
Okay.
So, looking at this... And I will be listing off your breath weapon and your and your claw and other attack in just a second. Whenever let's do some character action as we're flying.
It's exciting. We're out of the house. Flying, look, we can see all the cities down there.
All the cities with all the people and all their sharp arrows.
Oh,
Look, a bird.
they must know Father. They won't hurt us. Besides, we are dragons. They are probably terrified.
Pursue the bird.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, Oz, would you like to give Osmotrius, would you like to give us an attack roll with your bite?
Sure. Where is it? Right there.
This is say your to hit armor class 0. We're adding a -10 to it.
Did I click the right one?
No, no, never mind. I said that in reverse. We're adding 10 to the roll.
Oh, okay. Strength bonus?
Yes.
Dex bonus?
No dex bonus.
No misc bonus either.
No other bonus.
Gotcha. I don't know why it's a -2.
I'm typing
That's
in maybe in stats.
20 minus
It's-
1d20 plus 0 plus 2 times 1.
A -2 is actually a good thing. That is a very low armor class.
Yeah.
Yeah, plate mail is like a 3.
Yeah.
Dragon
and then
scale
you-
is like a 0, and the -2 is like enchanted armor.
And then you get to stuff that's -10, like that's like fighting Lolth in her stat block.
Hmm.
See, as for Meepian's armor class, it is 0, and your breath weapon damage is right above that.
Oh, am I attacking Meepian?
No,
No,
you're
you're
attacking
the bird.
Okay,
You're attacking the bird.
I got worried there.
I don't want to pick a fight with Meepian. He's gonna kick my ass.
All right.
As you fly, and of course you bite the bird out of the sky.
I'm bringing it with me.
Very delicious as you fly back over to the group, and you got a mouthful of gore.
I heard.
A what?
I heard.
Spit it out now. You've already eaten.
Fucking
Shakes his head.
Aurelius will fly back and like bop him on the head, like spit it out.
I'll do a steep dive and then fly back up.
Maybe there's your first proficiency in intimidation.
Still got the burdens.
And Hamill, you think of something? Meepian are sets to pick from. I'm going to shotgun these off for you. Alright, so pick 2 out of the following. Alertness, burrowing, danger sense, direction sense, hunting, languages mortal, navigation, observation, singing, survival, or swimming.
Okay, I've got that list, so I only get 2 of those abilities plus
Yes.
intimidation.
Yeah, only 2 plus intimidation.
Okay, I'll take alertness and navigation.
Alertness and navigation, both of those are... No, alertness is wisdom, and navigation is intelligence. And lastly, I'll begin your damage values. Blue Stall, do you have anything to say?
Nah, probably just flying low, looking over the cities.
As you're looking, it is green, green, more green, all the green you can see. See, fire immunity for the red dragon.
That's
I don't
nice.
even think you guys have. I don't think any of you have immunity to your own damage types yet.
Yeah, I'm immune to fire and gas, I think.
Oh, you also have immunities, but I think you, Meepian, and Sean are the only ones with immunities.
Oh. Sick.
And that claw damage is a D10. And that bite is 3d10. Those are your damage values. And that's it for the Red Dragon. As you guys are flying, it is not a book made for this edition, but the Xanthar's Guide to Everything is always a very good book to go off of. Would everyone like to roll a d20?
May as well.
I'm adding my own 20 to that.
Ah, fuck.
Remember, the higher you roll, the more dangerous the encounter.
Oh, okay. Damn it,
awesome.
Tovabohu.
So looking at this. And I've got the thing... No, that's desert. There it is. Looking at all of our numbers. Roll. Nope. Already typed this in wrong. Sent Kyle a fun little article.
Oh boy, what do I have to look at?
That was why I sent you yesterday, where my manager's neighbor got arrested for domestic terrorism.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Guy had like a list of crimes on his on a news article I sent over, and one of them is that he went to a Sam's Club with a loudspeaker set up in his truck, and he was like shouting racial slurs and critical race theory at everyone in the Sam's Club.
Oh, it's a KMF.
Until the police told him he had to leave.
I've been meaning to listen to KMFDM, but I never got around to it.
And then he got arrested by going into the street and talking critical race theory, and then somebody got in his face and he pulled out a gun and pointed at them.
What?
And that's when he got arrested.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's some neighborhood you live in, Johnny.
And they went to his house, and they found out that he had tons of unlicensed firearms. He was making bombs in his house, and he had disguises for police officers and Secret Service agents with a pre-written manifesto.
Oh my god!
Holy shit, dude!
And his whole defense to it is, it's my First Amendment right. You're violating my First Amendment right by not letting me do this.
Oh my fucking god! What a dumbass! Holy shit!
What did you think was gonna happen?
Obviously, you didn't think he was gonna get fucking arrested.
The funniest thing is, I've seen that guy go into the store, and he's like 5'2" when he comes up to you. All right. Okay, what kind of bug is this? We got bugs, guys. We got bugs.
Uh-oh.
So as you're rolling, let's see. Let me type in random insect. Let me type in random insect. Let's see what Google gives me. Random insect generator.
Let's type in random insect. We have no idea what's going to happen. All we know is going to be an insect, and it's going to be random.
Let's see. The hell kind of creature is this? Ah, I got one out.
Chris, you need to look up a random insect. You know what's my favorite type of insect is a random insect.
Let's see. Behold. Well, I think that's well, the embed didn't load. So you can click the link.
JPEG. Gimme.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. Click. There we go. Oh, cool. Pretty butterfly.
Behold, the prettiest of all the butterflies. As we start flying, and we see a swarm of those are flying through the air.
That doesn't seem right.
As you fly, you see that their wings, they're blue on the outside, silver on the inside.
Wasn't there an episode where they had a flock of Butterfrees in Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the last episode with Ash's Butterfree.
Oh yeah, that was a really depressing episode. I watched that a lot as a kid.
Does that mean these butterflies are going to be psychic?
We shall find out when we fly right through them, trying to get to Father.
See, as you fly through the swarm of butterflies, everyone, give me a wisdom roll.
Uh-oh.
Nah, save, just a roll.
Okay. Wisdom. Uh, 12 doesn't add anything to the modifier, does it?
See, a 12, that's a +1.
Oh, okay. Just doesn't say it on the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What is a 13? That's a +2?
That's a +1. It needs to be a 14 to be a +2.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
So that's 1.
Yeah, I
gotta
believe
look
I
at
have a
the-
-1 with my wisdom of 8.
Yeah. I think that's it.
So as you look at them, Blues, as you know, Blastar is very wise, very smart. Critical failure. Thank you.
Amazing.
See,
What is
as
this,
you're
a wisdom?
Yep. It's wisdom.
I've got a 5, so that's a minus whatever. 3?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a -3.
That's rough, dude.
So with a -2 on wisdom, as you guys are flying past the butterflies, Aurelius, cool, nice, fly past it. Torhuva Bohu and Blastal, you just fly right past them. Osmotrios, you stop flying and just fly in midair and you just stare at the butterflies.
Oh, with the butterflies.
Ozma, come on.
Wait.
You're falling behind.
Oh, sorry. Ah! Hi!
So as you keep flying, and Osmotrios, as you keep flying, you look over your shoulder, look back at the butterflies.
Yep, absolutely.
As he
So good.
not paying attention to where he's flying.
Do I know if butterflies migrate?
See, the migrating butterflies. Let's see, that's going to be a wisdom roll because we don't have intelligence because we don't have proficiency in nature.
Okay, that's a 14, so that's +2 for me. So that's a 14.
Yes, you do know about butterfly migration.
They're migrating north.
And so does he.
Okay.
They're migrating
They're
north,
flying
so
north.
it must be getting close to summer.
Let's see. It's going to be summer. It's going to be very, very hot. But thankfully, we have no silver or white dragons with us, so we'll be fine.
Yes. If summer's getting near, then...
Wait a minute, what day is it actually?
See, what day is it? It is June.
Oh, alright. So wait, that means we have 2 birthdays this month.
Yep, June the 1st. So,
Oh.
Aurelius, you're actually 3 years old.
Oh, cool. Okay, let me change that on my sheet.
And when you're a little kid, that means everything.
Yes. I am the oldest. I am the older brother. Hang on. Birthdays. I'm trying to note down everyone's birthday real quick. Because I'm trying to be a good big brother.
Which one of you was born first?
I was born May 9th. So Osmotrius was
Osmotrius.
June 6th.
Osmotrius, does he know?
Lestali, that's
No.
Lustal.
With my with my -3, I'm pretty sure he does not know.
He's going to look at you. He's going to ask, is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
What day is it actually? Well, no, we said it was June 1st. We said it was?
Yeah. Yes.
Let me check my calendar.
Of the year 1100.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
It's a Saturday.
It is Saturday. It is a weekend.
Blushdoll. Wait, hang on. You rolled for his birthday.
Well, why don't we
Mine
ask him?
was
It was something. It was June 24th, I think.
it was June. Let me go back up and double check it real quick.
Juneteenth.
Was it? 24th.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is me trying to be a good older brother.
So as we have flown 1 hex, as we are flying, it's getting pretty dark.
It is getting late. Perhaps we must stop for the time being.
Where have we flown to?
See, you have flown all the way over to here.
All right. Perhaps we should set up for the night. My wings are getting tired.
So you've flown for about 30 miles.
Yes. All right.
All right? And here we are.
Nice little clearing for us to sit down in.
According to Google, June 1st was June 1st, 1098 was a Wednesday.
Oh.
Oh,
I was led astray. That wasn't my fault.
See. You all land here. Alright. This clearing. It looks safe enough. Are we sure this is a good spot to rest, though?
Perhaps we may sleep in shifts. I will take the first shift.
He's going to look at Oz for a second, and then he's going to look at Blaustahl.
Oz still has the bird in his mouth.
He never let go of it.
He never let go of it.
I will take the first watch. Blaustahl, why don't you take the second?
I will take the second.
Good.
Hi.
Because I chose to take the second.
Oz, there won't be a third. We only need 2 people to watch a night. You get rest. And spit that bird out.
Or swallow it.
He'll swallow it.
That works, I suppose.
All right. As we may begin the snoozing.
All right, and Aurelius will remain on watch for the first 4 hours.
So, turning this music off, getting a new song out. Aurelius, what do we know about the demographics of they?
What do I know?
Roll the intelligence stat.
All right. That is intelligence. Oh, I'm actually very smart.
He is incredibly smart.
Yes,
So
I
need to
am.
pull
Look
up
at me
the
go.
I need to pull up the wiki page then. In terms of demographics, the country of Thay has a human majority, as most nations do in the Forgotten Realms. But it has a decent-sized gnoll population. Gnolls, you know about these guys. These are hyena people. And orcs, who are green people. And a few goblins, too. And dwarves. And, we've never seen one, but you've heard of halflings. You've never seen a halfling, you probably won't run into a halfling, but you know they exist. So, out of those 6, 5 of them are mostly dangerous.
Keep my eyes peeled. There's probably gnolls and orcs and goblins out here. I will scare them off.
Keeping out for weird hyena people.
Yep.
As we know, Kyle has been enjoying Baldur's Gate 3.
I have not played it because
A, I can't afford it. B, my PC probably can't run it.
Let's see. You gotta love playing a druid in it. You get to say, "Oh, I wish I could be a druid in an RPG, and I could have all the fun conversations with the animals." And then you meet the animals, and all the animals are weird.
Well, yeah, obviously they're animals. They don't do what people they don't do people things. They're animals.
You got the weird conversation with the gnolls in that game.
All I know is you can have sex with a bear.
Yep.
That's literally all I know of Baldur's Gate is you can do that and you can kick a squirrel to death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my buddy from Poland did that while he was playing.
Fuck a bear.
No, kicked a fucking squirrel and just splattered it because he got an at 20.
Yes.
I see.
You get a little achievement for doing that.
Do you actually?
Yep.
That's kind of amazing.
This is how few people would actually do kick the squirrel without the achievement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was playing just an absolute psychopath, so... Like, he went with, like, the all-strength, all-charisma build, so he was just a psycho. He was just an absolute psycho the whole time. And then he accidentally murdered the tiefling bard in his sleep because he had a psychotic episode for killing so many things. It's pretty great. His character's name is Medigo. He's a dragonborn paladin.
I'm glad they added Dragonborn into the game.
I'm just sad they don't have shifters in the game. Now I can't play my cleric.
Well, you can mod those in eventually.
Eventually, when they do, and then I'm gonna do it, and then I will be happy.
You play the same 2 characters in every D&D game you play.
I'm sorry. I like following their story.
I'm used Merrick Fire and Tinamar the one and only time. And then immediately I started playing as Yan.
Well, you make a billion characters.
And if there was to be a character I'd be emotionally connected to, it'd be this guy. But no, once I'm done with Ghost of Saltmarsh, I'm retiring him.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Roll D20.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh wait, is this for my perception or just in general?
This is for chance.
Oh.
You hear a little Navi noise as it flies past you, the little like sparkle sound that she makes as she flies.
Does it say?
Listen.
Yeah, like that. Is there something flying this way? The ferry.
Aurelius will try to look intimidating.
It flies over at you, and it looks at you, and it speaks in common. Hey, you're a dragon. You're a dragon.
Do I know common?
See, yes, you have a high intelligence, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have an intelligence of 14.
You know 2 other languages besides Draconic, then.
Oh, where do I gotta put those in languages? So I assume I know common.
You're gonna want one of those to be common, and given that you like gnomes, you might want to go with gnomish.
Yes, that's true. Oh wait, was it gnomes or halflings that I like?
Gnomes.
Oh.
Everybody likes halflings.
All right. Cool. So those are 2, and should I include a 3rd? Or 4th, really?
Well, the 3rd is Draconic.
Oh, okay. So I know Draconic, Common, and Gnomish.
Yes.
Yes. Who are you, and what do you want with my brethren?
See, no, are these your brothers? You got a little family, right?
Yes. Now I suggest you let them sleep.
God, it's Malcath. Or sorry, it's
What?
Bacchus. Fucking Bacchus.
Oh, god damn it.
He's very once ever. Hey, can I have your name?
I am Aurelius.
As you say that, the ability to say your own name leaves your mouth as it takes it into its hand and starts flying away.
I will chase it down.
All right. We begin
I
initiative.
can't fucking click on my goddamn token again.
Pull the initiative tracker again. See, I modify that.
Oh, there we go.
You have
Okay.
fallen. You have fallen for the tried and true fairy trick. And Torfabuhu should be able to move his own token.
Where is initiative?
See, it's somewhere on the sheet because Ham found it.
Oh, it's... I found it under spell. Like, there's one, but I think that's for, like, a spells initiative. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Where...
I think you just have to
I think it
roll
might just-
dex. Oh, wait. Hang on. Yeah, that is spells. Yeah, I don't have that.
The bullet point where it says spells.
Because there's that.
Yeah.
But also,
Found it.
that's a 1d10. Is initiative different in 2e? Because it's a 1d10 whenever I clicked it.
No, that's right.
It's a D10 for initiative?
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. I guess I'll just roll a D10 then. Unless
We're playing
there's
a weird game.
I swear there's a button for it, but I can't seem to find it.
Alright, you said spells.
Yeah, because there's spell memorized, and if you hit add, then right next to casting time, there's a little initiative button that pops up. So I think that's an initiative tracker for whatever the spell is. If it's like, yeah.
Zahuva found it, but did not cast.
I just rolled a d20.
Yeah,
Was it
it did not click the button. Yeah. Nope, need to click you first. Alright. So it looks like we're going to have to do this by hand.
Alright, cool. That's D10 plus dex then. And my dex is nothing,
there we go, we got-
so...
Alright, we got you on the sheet.
Thank
at
God.
least.
Oh, what? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Let me add each one of you on one by one. I'm also using a fan-made sheet, so that may or may not have some shit behind it. The Osmotrios. And as per usual with my D&D characters, with World of Darkness, I will be rolling and then memorizing what the... Well, there you are, and Aurelius, that's a D10. What is your dexterity modifier?
Me is none.
Alright. That just puts you at 10.
Yep.
Alright, Osmotrios.
Same.
Looking for a... Coming to think of it. Yeah, each one of you roll a D10 and then add your dexterity modifier to it.
4.
Somebody watching this video is probably screaming at me right now.
More than likely, yes. Probably Sean, actually.
If only Sean was here.
Yes. Why must he leave us in our time of need for his own family?
Yes.
So selfish of him.
So the Sprite, where's your stats? The Sprite has something fun.
Oh, does it?
Sprite, where... Give me your numbers, Sprites. Where are you? Here's a creature that's not up in 5e anymore. It's called the Atomy. Atomie. Says he's atom-sized. Is there just no stats for this thing in the Master Manual?
I don't know. It's your book.
There should be sprites and pixies.
I'm looking at sprites. I'm looking at pixies, and it's got nixies, atomies, grigs, and sea sprites.
Oh, yeah, because I know from 3.5 to 5e, they culled like a lot of the weird subtypes of things. So I think those are like the subtypes of are like sprites and pixies. Because I know in 3.5 there isn't a flat sprite. I don't remember.
Yeah, dead ass. I'm just not seeing a stat sheet for this guy.
Oh. Cool. Can I have my name back?
And come to think about it, I'm looking through these books and I don't see stat sheets for any of these creatures actually.
That's excellent work there, Wizards of the Coast. Thank you. Very cool.
No, they weren't. They weren't called Wizards of the Coast yet. They were called TSR.
Oh, thank you, TSR. Very cool.
Okay, so apparently it's like some sort of framework where I just make this up as I go along or something.
Good job. I think
I'm
you got
giving
this.
an intelligence. I'm giving an intelligence stat, but that's it.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna eat it to get my name back.
Okay, so looking at this size, it gives you every bit of information except for the actual stats. All right. Well, we begin, and let's see. I'll just make this up as I go along then. All right, Aurelius, you move before it.
Okay, I will go 5, 10, and I will, or actually no, 15. I'm gonna block it, and I'm going to. I have 2 attacks, right?
You have your bite and your claw.
All right, I will do a bite, and then I will do a claw. So that is a.
And remember, it is Thaco. You gotta roll a d20 plus your attack mod, which is your strength modifier, plus 6, which is the Pixie's armor class, the Sprite's armor class.
So should I change that in the Thaco thing or no?
Well, really, you can just roll a d20 at this point.
All right, so D20. Okay, D20 plus strength.
Yeah, d20 plus your strength mod plus 6, which is the armor class you got from the Pixie.
So that's D20 plus 10 then.
I keep calling the Pixie, it's actually a Sprite. Yeah, a d20 plus 6 plus whatever strength mod is. That's below a 20. That's a miss.
All right, and then bite then. So that's same thing. D20 plus 10.
Yeah, a d20 plus 10.
All right. Fuck!
No, you missed both times.
Don't let it get away! It has my name!
As this Pixie, this Sprite blows a little raspberry at you. See what this thing's got. So, reaching into its pouch, it pulls out something fun. So, you see it clasp its hands, and it casts invisibility on itself.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
And with that, he takes a step away. Aurelius, attack of opportunity. That is a d20 plus 6 this time.
All right. D20 plus 6. What the fuck, Richard?
You're trying to bite it, you bite the air, and it's a miss. The blue stall, it's gone.
Did you see where it went?
Stepped away from me and
Whatever your name
vanished.
is now.
Track the damn thing down. It has my name.
Why don't you just get a new one?
Why would I do that? Father gave me that name.
What would I need to roll to try to find this creature?
Give me your JoJo's Bizarre Adventure school of thought. How do you identify an invisible creature with what you have on hand?
How big was it before it went away?
Size class small.
So it's class small? I'd probably based on the sound of its wings then. If they like pitter patter back and forth.
See, I roll observation.
That is plus. So to a plus, or 17 is plus what in this addition to it?
+3.
Plus 3. Try that. Let's try this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what?
I think we hit the wrong button.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's new. Look at that.
11.
All right, so as you are thinking about it, thing rolls. It's hidden.
All right then. In that case, Blosteel is going to just walk down here and crowd. Come on back, Pixie.
Just somewhere around there, Pixie. We're gonna find you, Pixie.
I'm not gonna hurt you, just let's talk.
Jehovah Bohu, your move.
So we last saw the pixie where its token is now,
Yes,
and it was headed northwest.
it is. And
Okay.
Aurelius is immune to fire damage.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to there, and I'm gonna breathe a cone to the northwest.
All right.
Northwest.
So breathing a cone. Breathing a cone. The kind of fire you have. This is a massive fire breath. Let me read to you exactly from the book what this looks like. A red dragon's breath weapon is a searing cone of fire 90 feet long, 5 feet at the dragon's mouth, 30 feet wide at the base, and creatures within the path can make a save versus the breath weapon for half damage. And looking at how much damage you are dealing with the breath weapon. Let me pull up the damage value to see
You
if it
said
matters
90
at all.
feet long?
90 feet long.
Perhaps you might have
That's
wanted
off
to
this
find the
map.
damn thing first before you light the whole forest on fire.
The collateral damage, small lateral damage.
Okay, so 20 points.
See, for 20 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
So, let me see. How much health does the sprite have? Just looking at this. We will not need to save because you dealt more damage than the sprite has hit points.
Reduced to atoms.
Aurelius, you're able to say your name again.
Ah, thank goodness. Except although I think we may need to find a new forest to stay in.
As the forest is now on fire.
You said northwest, right?
North,
This way?
yeah, northwest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, Blosteel is gonna kinda cock his head at Aurelius.
I don't remember your name. I don't think it worked.
Aurelius is going to walk over and bap you on the back of the head.
Shut up.
I feel it's Steven.
I'm going to bap you again.
Very human name.
Osmotrius is still asleep.
As he is sleeping in the middle of a massive forest fire.
All right. I'll wake Osmatreus up. We need to find another place to stay. Osmatreus, wake up.
Mm.
The forest is on fire. Wake up.
What?
Yes.
Oh. Did I do that?
No.
You did.
Don't
dream
undermine me,
I was-
damn it!
It's the gas ladder.
I had a dream I was melting a bird.
That also happened.
But
Oh.
it doesn't matter. We need to go.
Dream came true.
Okay.
All right, let's find another place to stay. One where there aren't any fairies. And if you meet a fairy,
Alright.
don't tell them your name.
My
Why
name?
would I tell a fairy my name?
Because they will take it, like it took mine.
But why would I tell it to to begin with? It
Because
doesn't
it
need to know
asks.
that.
Touche. Let's go. All right.
Like when someone asks if you have money, you don't answer the question.
Stop badgering me. Let's move.
Do you have
Right.
cash?
Do you have cash?
Yes.
I'm not
Change. You got change. Spare change.
You can't have it though. It's mine.
You go into the realm of Zinch, and this is what they're asking you all day.
Yep. That's the goddamn thing.
So with him dead, and all of you bunch up, go and copy your tokens, one spot again, and we take off flying. And this is just the worst. That was a good little meadow to sleep. As you're flying, as you look behind you, and yep, the woods are on fire. This is absolutely terrible.
What a pain of a journey.
But we haven't even been away from home for a full day, and I already want to go home.
Well, no, I'm still full of righteous indignation. There we go. To find out where my father has gone and help him on his journey.
See, we have a new map in the works. I've made this tall instead of wide. We found a free asset on Roll20. Setting this up. Your breath weapon has recharged. Let's get a few trees in here in a minute. Send this to the map layer. And here we are.
Hey, it's Stonehenge.
Found like a weird druid formation.
Well, this will do. Plastar, you go and watch. I'm tired.
And he's going to
Okay.
lay on his side and just flop down because he's tired and this is bullshit.
I will watch. It's my fault we had to leave the last camp.
Thank you.
Alright. Watch taken. As I set up all these trees. So, while you are sitting there, roll a d20.
Fitting.
See, 15. And we are safe for the night.
Oh, thank goodness.
As the four of you are sitting, resting, sleeping, you all have visions in your sleep of trees that aren't PNGs. Delete that tree. You see something in your sleep. It takes the form of a dragon, a big dragon, an adult dragon. You see in your sleep, and you see she's got 5 heads. As you see that she is walking around in a forest. As you look around, you see that there is tons and tons of fire around her. But along with the fire, she seems to be the one that's causing cold winds to blow, along with lightning to fall from the sky. And oh, fuck you up. Killed it.
Was that a spider?
No, mosquito.
Yeah, fuck them things.
Yeah. as you have this vision. You see this five-headed dragon look at you. And you see her eyes glow in the darkness. You can only see a little silhouette of her. And you hear a voice. Come and find me. And after she says that, the vision ends. And you all wake up.
Odd dream.
Dream. Blue is. Did he just say? Did he just say? Did he? He said I had a dream. Is it the same dream? No, it can't be the same dream. Yeah, a dream. Yeah, a dream. Is everyone here dreaming?
Did anyone else have an odd dream?
Yes.
I burned down a forest.
That did happen.
Yes, I recall fire. I wasn't the cause of it.
Ahem.
I'll look at Tobobo.
He's probably just glaring daggers at you right now.
Wait, what?
Did we all have that dream, or was it just someone?
Sounds like
That
it
was all
us.
four of you.
Oh, there was also a dream that said "Come find me," but then everything went back to the burning.
You heard that as well?
I felt my skin melt off. It wasn't pleasant.
No.
Did have a weird dream like that too.
Well, if finding her means our skin melting off, I don't think that's very pleasant.
It's also very puzzling. In fact, where are you right now? Why are we sitting in the middle of?
What is this? These appear to be pre-built.
Would M like to roll? What would be nature? This will be another intelligence roll.
Sure, I will roll intelligence.
Was still too.
I cannot
And with
fathom
this-
it.
17, it's a +2, correct?
It is. No, that's a +3.
+3.
An 18. So, Blastall, you're piecing together what this is. Do you know there's something that druids tend to do? They'll make menhirs, large rock formations that they will use to speak with nature and divine the future. You seem to be sitting in the middle of one.
Humans made this or other humanoids to divine nature.
Divine nature.
Yes.
Does that mean that the world gave us a dream?
I don't know. Maybe?
Well, it would explain why we all had the same dream. But even still, it didn't seem like the most pleasant of forecasts. So as it stands, our quest continues. We go to find Father at the sea.
Blastall, you do get an idea. What if we find a druid? And we have that druid teach us how this is supposed to work?
You do this, and he's going to start jumping and hopping around in a circle.
What are you hopping for?
you do this. You do this. You say some words like um, uh, um, words.
Like
Sure. We did not say much when we arrived. I don't believe that's the case.
Osmotrios,
we
roll a
had-
d20 fate.
If we had a druid, I could do this, but use this for. Yeah,
Oh, a druid.
I'll find a druid later.
Osmotrios, nothing happens. She continue her dance.
So, perhaps along the way, if we find a druid, we remember this place.
And we kidnap him and make him tell us what it does, yes.
That is, if he does not talk immediately. Although,
Sounds like fun.
rolling wisdom, is this a good idea?
If we get a druid to show us how to operate this Menhir,
We kidnap him.
you can-
That sounds like a spectacular idea.
yeah, if you coerce the druid into helping you, and then you have a druid working for you, and then you start building the dragon army very early on. That'll be a fantastic idea.
Alright, so along the way, we find a druid, and we kidnap him, and take him here, and force him to show us how to use this thing. Why are you rolling around on your back?
That you can't really describe it, but that's him jumping in circles.
Oh, I thought because you were rotating the thing, he stopped jumping around and started rolling around.
No. He's moving in circles, but he's like hopping and jumping in various directions as he like doing turns.
Why are you jumping
Spin that
around?
Tasmanian-
It's part of the thing. Whatchamacallit? You have to do this.
No, it isn't. We didn't dance when we received the vision.
We could have danced in our sleep.
No one dances in their
That's
sleep.
impossible.
I swear I've seen one of you do it. I can't remember who.
Let's.
That certainly
know.
wasn't me.
The one that I cannot remember the name for, or whose name was stolen, will not stop until we find the meat provider, so we should go there first. Druids can wait.
I am Aurelius. You have known me for a year now.
I'm sorry, that pixie it's all gone.
Ugh,
These are before.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Scar.
That's kind of what I'm going for.
He looks over to Oz. You can't remember his name either, can you?
You put him on the spot. No, he can't. It's mm. It begins with a B. I know that. B.
Oh, forget it, both of you. First of all, it is Aurelius, your older brother. Second of all, we must continue on.
The B is
So
silent.
it's the B. It's Buffalo Bill.
Oh, God damn it. Anyway, the day is young. Let's get moving.
Are we looking for a druid?
Along the way, yes. We simply need to make a note of this place.
All right.
In fact, while you guys are talking, you look up at the sky and notice there's a bunch of smoke in the air.
Huh. I believe we should move quickly.
Fire
What is
from my
the Feyan laws regarding, arson on national lands?
Yeah,
It's
about
like
that.
if it's If it's a wizard that causes it, there's going to be a criminal case and a trial. But this is a force of nature. You are a wild animal who caused it.
Oh yes, it's in our nature.
It's in our nature. So I can do this. He's gonna breathe in.
No! Stop!
It's not gonna ruin anything. He's acidic, remember? Or is it poison?
We
Always
don't
forget
want
the
him
two.
spitting acid on the rock that we use to get visions.
Oh yeah, don't do it on the rock. We need this.
Oh,
Do it on that tree
I'll do
over
it in
there.
the air. I'll do it in the air.
Just be wary of who's
Yeah.
below you.
Oh.
You breathe it in, and you blow chunks into the air. Just spit your acid vomit into the sky. It
No,
sprinkles down
as
onto
he's
the grass.
as he's flying, he's gonna open his mouth and just do the acid.
Oh yeah, so you cause acid rain.
That global warming, it's a bitch, innit?
All these dragons causing climate change.
Yup.
Got the worst kind of climate. We've got team global warming. We've got two guys breathing fire. We got a guy who causes wild lightning and will eventually make weird weather. And then we got acid rain.
Yep. Team global warming. It's got a ring
Right.
to it, doesn't it? We're like the opposite of Captain Planet and the Planeteers. We're Team Global Warming.
Forces of
Oh, yeah.
destruction.
I'm joining the fight on climate change on the side of climate change.
Never forget that it's canon that there's an episode where Captain Planet meets Hitler and his pure hatred makes Captain Planet pass out. I am not making that up.
You're fucking with me. There's no way.
Well, technically it's a mixture between Hitler and Stalin, but yes.
That's fucking hysterical.
They call him Stitler.
Oh, is that like when Hergé wrote Musler in The Adventures of
Yes.
Tintin?
I'm surprised you remember that movie.
I have it. I have it on DVD.
And I will end the session on a choice. As we're flying, we are looking. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for the video.
Oh, hold the fuck up. I got.
Go see a little click on that.
Oh yeah, Hitler's greater than Captain Planet.
Oh, I also shit you not. The plot of this episode is the Captain Planet villains are selling Hitler a nuke.
That's amazing. I am
Yeah.
thrilled to watch this later.
We have come across a town. We're not flying over it, but you see off to the west is a town. The first one you've seen properly.
There seem to be a lot of people down there. Perhaps they may give us a druid.
We could ask.
Subjugation.
True, true. We venture over there and demand that they give us a druid. We burn their town down.
Can we just do that anyway?
Well, no, we must uphold a promise. Promise is a promise. If they do not deliver us a druid, then we will burn their town down.
What's the promise?
They must promise to deliver us a druid, and if they do not, then we burn their town down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can burn their town down, and then take their druid.
Well, where was the fun in that?
We get to burn down a town.
We could burn... never mind. Just, we ask first, and if they don't have one, then we burn the city down.
What if they do have one?
Then they will give it to us, and we will take the druid. And if the druid is unsuccessful, then they will have given us a false druid, and we kill him and burn the town down.
But what if he is successful?
Oh. We'll cross that bridge when we get to
the
it.
town stays.
But it's no fun.
I'm in agreement.
What do we think this druid is going to do for us?
Show us how to use the pillars that gave us the vision.
Hmm.
Although
Okay.
I do think we should find the provider of meat before we do this, because if he gets back and we're gone,
I suppose Father's still a priority. All right. We press on and find Father. Maybe he knows where
and
Druid
then we
is.
burn the village down.
Yes!
There we go.
All right.
Geezer, then burn village. Gotcha.
Yes.
Right.
Are we going to be able to find this village again?
I
It's
think
on the-
2 of us are smart. Maybe 3 of us are smart enough to remember where it is.
It's on the High Road Highway. Very easy to identify. With that, with the choice to head for Mother, I think that's it for this episode.
Yes, that was fun.
Sounds good.
I'm really enjoying this. This is a blast.
You get to change perspectives and be the monster.
Yes. This is really
Well,
fucking fun.
I guess between this one and the other one, I'm already a monster.
True,
I
true.
don't change.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's World of Darkness, you know?
I think we have a typecast for Ryan, is that he likes playing those violent brutes.
Apparently.
He is the murder hobo of our group.
Yeah.
Well, Gale wasn't.
That's true. He was not.
And Kyle wants to play a politician every game he plays in.
Yeah. I don't know why I do that.
And Brad was a vigilante.
You
It's
got a
half
lot-
and half right now.
You got a lot more varied characters than myself.
It's half and half at this point.
Yeah. You got your archetypes.
All
So-
right.
That was the first session of Council of Wyrms. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And I
can't wait to grow up so I can stop being Starscream and then I can be something else.
Because this
And I'll give
adolescent
you your
voice gets deeper as time goes on, until I am adult. And then I am this for the rest of the game.
I found the red jewel. I have found the red jewel.
That was pretty good, actually. I'm going to need to keep a lot of water with me while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Let's stop the recording before it dies.
Yeah, true. Good night, fellas.